Ever scroll through social media and just wonder, how did that account get so huge so fast? Well, today we're diving into one possible answer: the world of social media marketing panels, or SMM panels. And we're going to do it by taking a close look at a website called IncreserMaster to understand exactly what they're offering.
So here's our game plan. First up, we'll tackle the problem these services claim to solve. Then we'll get into what an SMM panel actually is, according to the source. After that, we'll explore the big promises they make, see how the whole thing works step by step, and check out just how many platforms they cover. And we'll wrap it all up with the really big question: what does this all mean for credibility online?
All right, so first things first, let's talk about the why. The source we're looking at really taps into a frustration, a feeling that, anyone who's tried to build something online probably gets. It's that slow, grinding uphill battle for recognition.
I mean, think about it. The site makes a really good point. Growing organically is hard. It takes forever, right? You have to be super patient, you have to be consistent, and you're doing all this in a digital world that is just incredibly crowded and competitive. Trying to stand out is a real challenge, even with great content.
And that's the setup, that's the problem. And right on cue, the source presents its solution, the SMM panel. It's framed as, well, basically a shortcut, a way to kind of leapfrog over that initial really tough grind to get noticed.
Okay, so what is one of these things anyway? What exactly are we talking about when we say SMM panel?
Well, the website explains it pretty simply. It's basically an online supermarket for social media engagement. Seriously. Imagine a single dashboard, like a one-stop shop, where you can just order up a batch of likes or followers or video views for pretty much any account you have. All right, so that's what it is. But now for the really interesting part. Why would you use one? What's the big promise they're making? What's the pitch? Well, the first thing you see is a big, bold number. The site claims it's trusted by over 10,000 influencers and brands. And that's no accident, right? They're using that number as social proof, trying to tell you, hey, all these other people use us, so you can too. And here's a really key promise they make over and over, that these are 100% real and secure services. They're promising to get you engagement without using fake accounts or bots that just disappear later. And that's super interesting because it shows they know that fake engagement is a huge red flag that can actually damage your brand. And you can really see their whole sales pitch and how they frame the two options. On one hand, you've got organic growth, which they describe with words like patience and a lot of work. But on the other hand, there's their way, the SMM panel path. And for that, the words are fast, simplified, instant boost. The contrast they're drawing couldn't be clearer. And the list of benefits just keeps going. It's not just about saving time. They're also saying it's a cost-effective way to do marketing, that it'll boost your visibility, and get this, they claim you can get same-day results with orders starting in as little as 15 seconds. And of course, they throw in promises of privacy, safety, and round-the-clock customer support. They're covering all the bases.
Okay, so that's the promise. But how does it actually work? Like, what's the user experience? The site lays out a pretty simple process.
It's basically a 4-step deal. Step 1, you sign up, create an account. Simple enough. Step 2, you have to add funds, deposit some money. Step 3, this is the fun part. You go shopping. You pick the platform and the type of engagement you want. And then, step 4, well, according to them, you just kick back and enjoy the results. And for that add funds step, they've got a whole menu of payment options. You've got your standard stuff, right? Credit cards, PayPal. But then you see things like Paytm, which is big in India, and even cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So it's pretty clear they're aiming for a worldwide customer base.
Now, what about the platforms themselves? Where can you actually use these services? And this is where the sheer scope of this thing really becomes clear.
The website says it supports over 15 different platforms. And we're not just talking about the obvious ones. Yeah, you've got your Instagram, your YouTube, your TikTok, but it goes so much further. We're talking Facebook, Telegram, even Spotify. You can apparently buy plays and followers on Spotify. It's a huge universe of services. Okay, so this all leads us to the biggest question of all, the one that this whole business model hinges on. How does just buying a bunch of numbers actually help you? What's the real value proposition? Well, the source has a very specific answer. Here it is. This is the core idea they're selling. According to them, it's all about credibility. The logic is that those high numbers, the followers, the likes, they act as what's called social proof.
The thinking is when a real person stumbles onto your page and sees you have a huge following, their brain goes, wow, this person must be legit. They must be a trusted creator. It's all about perception.
So that's what the source tells us. And it kind of leaves us with this one big final thought to chew on, which really gets to the core of what services like this represent. In an online world where metrics and numbers can literally be purchased, what is the true measure of influence? What does it really mean to be influential online?